you our speaker for today. Some of you have heard him before, but if you haven't, get ready and hold on to your socks, because it's going to knock them off. Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson.
So how is everybody today?
Great.
Let's try this again. How is everybody today? So, has anyone ever either had surgery or been in an accident or something and had to do physical therapy? Okay, so 2001, I'm a student at VCU, and for whatever reason, something happens. We won't go into that. Something happens, and I end up having to have major knee surgery. When I say major, I mean my ACL snapped. I heard it snap. And when I took a step, my knee did not bend forward, it bent laterally. So, put it off, and put it off, and put it off, and put it off, and walking with a crutch, and put it off. It's going to heal. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. Even though my knee is about yay big, there's nothing wrong. Until eventually I get to the point several months later, and it's like, Ray, you can't put this off anymore. So I go to the doctor, and they're saying, had you come in when it happened, we could have reattached it. But you waited, so it shriveled up. So your options are, I either take an ACL from a cadaver and give it to you, or I've been experimenting with this new way of taking your patella tendon and spiraling it and creating a new ACL. Your body won't reject that, so I opt for that one because I don't want my body to reject it. Now I tell you all of this because after surgery, there's this magical thing called physical therapy. And it's amazing during this magical time called physical therapy that something as simple as taking a step has to be relearned. The things that I had taken for granted, something as simple as let go of the crutches and move one foot, give all of my weight to this leg, and trust that my other leg will move without this leg giving in to me falling. And there's this moment when I'm sitting there and I'm saying, move, and my leg won't move. So I have to, by sheer willpower alone, start to say, okay, wait a minute, move. Okay, step. And then my mind starts reeling through all of these things like, why is this difficult? Pause with me for a second. Raise your right hand as you are able. Raise your left hand as you are able. Put your right hand down. Put your left hand down. Did anywhere in your mind, did your mind say, okay, shoulder muscles, deltoids, move this way, triceps, pull, tendons, release. Did your mind consciously do that? No. How did your body know to simply do what it does? And how many muscles, tendons, thought processes, electrical impulses happen for this to occur? Anybody got a number? Neither do I, but it's an amazing number, trust and believe, because when you think about how many muscles there are just in your deltoid alone, it's amazing. Look at your shoe, just one shoe. And I want you to think for a moment how this one shoe was made. And not just how the one shoe was made, but how many hands went into the making of it. And that if we were to call every single human who had something to do with the crafting of your shoe into this room, how many people would be in this room from one shoe? I venture to say that the room would be filled to maximum. I venture to say that this building may be filled to maximum. Because you have the people who gather the materials. You have the people who crafted the blueprint to create the shoe. If it was made through an assembly line, you have the people who crafted the machinery. Has anyone ever watched one of them shows called How Do They Make It, or
How It's Done?
How It's Made, because there are a couple of them. Have you ever looked at one of these shows and
saw how something as simple as a crayon is made, the machinery that goes into who crafts this stuff. So everything that we are, everything that we have, everything that we wear is this collection of amazing other individuals, amazing processes of creation, just simply amazing stuff, right? But how often do we stop to think how amazing we are in the process of creation? Just creation itself. For example, if I were to ask you, are you magnificent? Like I walk up to you and I say, are you magnificent? Are you magnificent? And when I say it, us being in New Thought, I'm sure that if I were to ask you that, the majority of us would tend to say yes, because of where we are, because of what our consciousness is right now. But I'm saying, Monday afternoon, 3 o'clock, somebody walks up to you at a bus stop and says, are you magnificent? What would you say? And even more importantly than what you would say is, what do you say to yourself on any given day about being magnificent? Now, I would like you to answer this question. Are you magnificent?
Yes.
Now, what if I told you that you're not magnificent?
Yes, I am.
No. Pause for a second. Pause where I'm going. You're not magnificent because you are magnificence itself. If you are magnificent, then you can be unmagnificent. Right? For example, if I had a blue crayon, no matter what I write, no matter what I draw with the blue crayon, what color is going to come from the blue crayon? Blue. Because the crayon itself is blue. It is blue itself. So therefore, what it does is going to be blue. If you are magnificence itself, then what you do is magnificent. How you move in and out through the world is magnificent. What you, as the essence of who and what you are, is magnificence. Because Spirit, Source, God, is not magnificent. Source, Spirit, God is not loving. Source, God, Spirit is not holy, is not sacred. It's love itself, sacredness itself, divinity itself. It cannot be anything other than that thing that it is. So if we are individual representations, manifestations of the thing itself, how can we be anything less than that? So for example, you know how people will say, are you a drop in the ocean, or are you the entire ocean in a drop? You heard that before? So the concept is, there's this huge, vast ocean. Are you simply a drop in it? Or are you the essence of who and what you are? Does the whole essence of the ocean, the oceanness, the beingness of ocean, still exist within that one drop? Yeah. Because people who do like crime investigation and stuff, they can look at a drop of water and tell you where that water came from. They can tell you, oh, this came from, there's a river in Florida near St. Augustine where, but they can tell you that in that single drop because of what's in it. So if we look at you, look into you, what's in you other than source? If I were to take this snowflake and ask you, how much H2O is found in that snowflake? The chemical compound, H2O. Not how much water is it made of, but how much H2O is in that snowflake. What would be the answer? Everything. Well, what about this snowflake? What about this snowflake? So in every single snowflake, the allness of H2O exists in it. So why is it so difficult for us to believe that the fullness of source is right where each and every one of us is. If this snowflake has the allness of H2O, and this snowflake has the allness of, one snowflake doesn't take it from the other one. I want more H2O than you have, give me more. It doesn't happen. All of it is present in each and every one. So all of creation exists in each and every one of us. But we get bogged down by stuff. What did Frank come up here and say when he was talking about what practitioners do? Practitioners know the truth beyond appearances. Beyond appearances. That means when stuck in traffic, this thing called traffic is an appearance. Because where did the word come from? Why do we even call it traffic? Someone says traffic and you immediately have a concept in your mind of what traffic means. And depending on your thought, feeling about that word, you get tense. You start to formulate what that means and what that feels like. But it's an appearance. Because, anyone, tell me someone who does not like traffic. You despise when 214 or whatever becomes a parking lot. Okay, so may I use you as an example? Okay, so you're stuck in traffic, and it took you to get from here to here. It took you 20 minutes, right? 20 minutes. What is the emotion that you're feeling?
Outrage.
Outrage. Ah! Now, suppose we were able to zoom out far enough and get an eagle's eye view from way up here to see that the reason it's taking you to get from here to here is because if you drove the way you would normally drive and you would get where it is that you want to be, you would be in an accident. Would you still feel outrage about being temporarily detained?
No, I'm thankful.
Oh, we'd be thankful. But that's because we are bound by this thing called the appearance. If we believe the source is all there is not a spot where God is not, is what we say. Then that means the hand of, the energy of, the impetus of creation is in and around and moving through everything. So it's not possible to conceive that the thing itself, and I've said this many times, that the thing itself that keeps the stars where they are and the orbits and making your liver and heart and lungs, and you're not doing it. There's something doing it for you and through you. Because if we had to pause and say, okay, hand, pick up burger, mouth open, hand, If we had to think it, we would die. Because in the process of thinking how to eat or commanding how to eat, we also have to say, lungs breathe, heart pump, white blood cells do what you do. Oh snap, I forgot your kidneys. Oh snap, I forgot the liver. I'm like, we would forget something. But we can trust and go to sleep and know that and everything's going to do what it's supposed to do by divine order. So then why do I not trust that traffic is by divine order? Why do I not trust that me getting to this appointment, I'm supposed to be at your office at 10, and I'm not going to be there until it's on 30. Why do I still not trust that that's by divine order? The moment I'm able to pause and come back far enough and say, if I believe that I am magnificence itself, part of all of magnificence, then my being late is magnificent as well. And relax and breathe. Because think about this. Have you ever thought of this place, your center for spiritual living, as physical therapy? Similar concept. Okay, then Dan's like, what? Follow with me for a moment. So there are those who come here in the beginning stages, And they're looking to retrain their spirit. They're looking to retrain their paradigms. They're looking to retrain how they think, how they feel, how they move throughout the world, like physical therapy. I've been conditioned to be this Christian who judge and then that's what I was trained to be. And then it's not healthy for me, it's not healthy for you, I need to give it up. So I come here to be reconditioned, to be renewed, like physical therapy, to learn to walk again. But now I'm walking in religious science principles, new thought principles. That's how I'm now walking. Just like physical therapy. But then there are those of us who've been in this for a while, and it's like, well, I already know how to do this. So then this place is not like physical therapy, it's now like a gym, where we come for the continued renewing and fitness of our very being. Because the moment we don't do it is the moment we fall back and get mesmerized by appearances. So it's a constant thing. It's either a renewing through physical therapy till we get to the point where I don't need a crutch to walk. I don't need a cane to walk. I don't need, go to a practitioner and say, please help me. Please pray for me. Then eventually I get to the point where I say, well, I'm able to know with the practitioner who's knowing with me that I'm already whole, perfect, and complete. But sometimes I do fall down the rabbit hole and get mystified. So I'm here for fitness, to stay in shape, right? But is it once again challenging in your regular everyday going about your business to consider yourself divine, to consider yourself sacred, to consider yourself whole, perfect, and complete, even when your back aches, even when your ankle is swollen, even when the number on the scale is, oh, even when things show up that we don't like, it does not deny or take away from the fact that we are whole and perfect and complete. Period. So I want to read something. So Ernest Holmes says in Love and Law, page 146, if you ever want to look it up. Every living soul is a point of personified God consciousness, immutable, allness, power, now. You are not approaching the point, but you are that now. Fearlessly announce that you are the truth and nothing but the truth. Know that within you now dwells the eternal God, for all the presence, all the power, and all the God there is with you and in you now. So whatever you call it, God, source, love, the universe, whatever you call it, all of it is in you, showing up as you, moving through you, moving with you, and throughout all of creation, every single moment. So when we go to the valley, that valley, that place that we don't like to go, where we used to call it the valley of the shadow of death, that dark night of the soul place, that place where we are challenged by whatever life brings us. And even when we're going through it, someone once said, I don't know who said it, but someone once said, oh, you're going to go through hell. You're going to go through the valley. But when you go, keep on walking. And if you trip, then crawl. Don't stop and don't build a tent. So no matter what happens, move forward. This came to my mind yesterday. Tracy and I went to go see The Revenant. Anybody else seen this movie? So this concept hit me in my mind because anyone not familiar with this movie? Okay, so let me give you rough, just Cliff Note version. Leonardo DiCaprio, long time ago, marries a Native American woman, has a Native American son, is a guide, guiding people through the mountains, blah, blah, blah. And at one point he's out doing his guide thing and he gets attacked by a bear. Gets left for dead. And throughout the movie there's this like that's the tone of the movie is keep moving. It hurts, but keep moving. But it hurts. It's so painful. Stop. Keep moving. Believe that you can and you will. Keep moving. When we think of how magnificent everything that we do is, when you think of how you cook as being magnificent, how you raise your children, how you love whoever you love, how you mow the grass, how you shovel the snow, how you put on your shoes, when you think of it as, I'm a magnificent person tying a magnificent tie. I'm a magnificent person making toast. When you think of yourself as what you're doing as, what does that feel like? Because when we do that, we're tapping into the power, tapping into the presence, tapping in. Because the moment we unplug, our energy drops. We start to feel unworthy. We start to feel unloved. How can you truly be unloved if you are love itself? How can you be alone when the thing that put the stars in the heavens is in you and with you and showing up as you? But the moment we disconnect from it, the moment we unplug, is when we fall down the rabbit hole of, I can't. That's where we go. But think about, how many of us you have a smartphone or cell phone? I don't even care if it's a flip. I don't care if it's a flip phone. I don't care. Anybody got a phone? Anybody grow up at a time when phones were connected to walls? Oh. Anybody grow up at a time when if you weren't at home and you're walking down the street and you want to call somebody, it's like, oh, you got a dime? Well, I'm going way back. I remember that. When they got rid of them, I think it was like a quarter or something. A phone booth. Now, when I used to teach public school, I would talk to kids about a phone booth, they're like, oh, what? I had to pull it up online to show them what a phone booth was. Think about the fact that we carry computers smaller than our hand, attached to our hips or in our pockets. Some are now watches. They can trace our movements and tell us how to get to GPS and all kind of stuff. This didn't show up from someone finding, oh, there's a lamp. Oh, it's a little dusty. Your wish is mine. It didn't show up from that. It showed up from someone sitting down and saying, this thing doesn't exist, but I'm going to make it exist. Many, many years ago, that thing called guitar did not exist, let alone an electronic guitar. The guitar did not exist many, many years ago, until someone said, you know, I'm tired of taking this stick and hitting the rock. So I'm going to shave the wood of this stick, and I'm going to bend it, and give me some of your hair. And they created, he's like, oh. And they created this thing called guitar. But how often do we pause to think how amazing of an instrument it is? It's a magnificent thing, played by magnificent people, creating this thing called music, which is magnificent, which touches our hearts, which makes us resonate with it. Long time ago, people were like, so we're going to create a music group, and we're going to have a vocalist. And the person opened their mouth, and we were like, oh, I can't hold a note. Is it possible that we can't hold a note because we're affirming that we can't hold a note?
Yes.
Is it possible that we can't guitar or play the piano or anything that we say that we can't do because we affirm that we can't do it. So in recognizing that you are creation itself, you are God itself, you are the thing itself, showing up in you and as you, from head to toe, from skin to DNA, inside and out, as above, so below, as within, so without. Every thought you think is created. Every word you speak is created. Every feeling is sending out a vibration into all of creation saying, I want this. So if you are sending out a vibration of woe is me, like a boomerang. Okay, which boomerang is this? Woe is me. Oh, how did that happen? How did that? Because it's what you sent out. Things do not happen with. We don't send out vibrations like it's a basketball or a baseball. It's obviously small basketball. Like a baseball, and it's just throw it, and it's gone. It doesn't happen that way. It's a boomerang. What we send out comes back. And it may not come back directly to us. Because if I send out hatred, if I send out xenophobia, homophobia, Islamophobia, if I send out any of that stuff, it may not directly come back at me, but it's going to affect somebody in the world. So does it not behoove me to really get mindful? What do I think? You know, we're talking about creating a world that works for everyone, creating a world that works for all. But does your world work for you? Forget about the people in Maryland for a moment. Forget about the people in this part of Virginia for a moment. If you can't make your world work for you, then how are we making it a world that works? So I have to say, we believe there's this thing called mass consciousness, where every thought, every feeling goes into, it's like escrow, it's like this bank. And until something changes the bank just keeps on building based upon what I'm putting into it. So if I'm filling it with hateful thoughts and hateful feelings, then when someone comes to withdraw something, what are they withdrawing from this bank? Hateful thoughts and hateful feelings. But I have to be clear on, when I'm at home, what is mine to do? When I'm in traffic, what is mine to do? And what I can do is, I know what this feels like for me. So what I'm going to do is immediately turn this around and turn it into there's only one power and one presence. God is so awesome. And I bless not only me in this car, in this part of the road, but I bless everybody wherever they are. And I bless everybody wherever they're going. For however long it takes to get there. I bless it all. Does that or does that not start to change what I think and what I feel about it? Because now I'm making this car a car that works for me. And if I can make this car a car that works for me, then I can make this stretch of highway a stretch of highway that works for everybody on the highway. And every car for everybody in them. And everywhere, and it sends out. The ripples go out, but it starts here. It starts in my mind and in my heart. That's why we say, thought, word, and deed. Living, being in the world, but not of it. So, yes, you're going to see appearances. Yes. You're going to see this thing called death. Yes. But we also know over here, there is no such thing as death. There's a releasing of this physical self. That's not death. Any more than a caterpillar dies to become a butterfly. So, I challenge you for a moment. As we're thinking, it's the end of February, moving into March, I want you to think about, spend one day, start one day, small steps. Like when I went to physical therapy, all they wanted me to do is one step, just move it back. Don't even pick up the right leg, just left leg, we take the left back. I felt like I was doing a hokey pokey. You put your left leg in, you take your left. I felt like I was doing a hokey pokey. I just couldn't shake it all about yet. That's what I felt like. That's all they wanted you to do though, was pick it up and move it forward. Then pick it up and move it back. That's all. Small steps. wake up tomorrow and first thing out of your mouth, it's Monday morning, first thing out of your mouth is, what a magnificent day for a magnificent person like me to do magnificent things in the world. Because the magnificence of all that there is who and what I am.